The worst part is the waiting, all day, every day. I can't sleep, so I'm waiting for the day to start. But then when I'm awake, I'm waiting for it to end. I don't know when I'm getting out. They don't tell us anything here. The court date keeps getting pushed, and I don't know how long I'm going to be here for. Weeks, maybe months. As far as they know, I'm innocent. The police are pricks, just trying to find anything, or see if I blab to my pad mate. I have nothing left to say to them though, no comment. They arrested me at home, so my mum couldn't be my appropriate adult. They said she was a witness or something. I still don't understand, but I know it would have helped to have her there. I had 3 appropriate adults, but they didn't help much. They just kept switching them. The first 2 seemed like they didn't want to be there, but they're supposed to help me out. The court itself was confusing and over so quickly. A lot of big words, and there was no one to ask what any of it meant. No one explained anything until it was all over. They just put me there, and that was it. I remember the judge called me a future killer. She doesn't know though, does she? She just listened to the police. My lawyer said it's not right, but there is only so much he can do. It hurt though. They think I'm a bad person. Everybody thinks that. What they said is that I couldn't go on bail for my own safety, but I don't feel safe here. I'd rather be at home, in the community. People get violent here, and I feel violent too. Definitely more than I used to. They keep us locked up in our cells all day, but even when the doors do open, I'm not sure if I want to go outside. Last week, 2 boys I know got into a fight and one ended up stabbed. Since then, I just started staying in, keeping my head down. It's really lonely, but it's better than being dead though. My mum's been here a couple of times, and so was my nana. They brought me some clothes, which was a good thing after the staff shrunk my prison sweats. I hated those issued things. That was 3 weeks in though, so for at least a week I was forced to wear the tiny shrunken pants. That's the thing here. You have to ask the screws for everything. Pills, clothes, even toilet roll. And then you wait days. It's done. The mattress is damp and then it gets really cold at night, but they won't do anything about it. I remind and ask them every day and they just say yes, yes, and get nothing done. I think it's like 1 or 2 people for 50 kids. Sometimes I don't even think they remember that I'm here, or they're just taking the piss. But the waiting and the not knowing how much longer, that's the worst part. It shouldn't be a thing, remand I mean. Just put me on tag, a curfew, put me in house arrest, back in the community, anything. All I want to do now is get out and forget this happened. I just want to live.
This place isn't bad. It's a bit like a school, really. Of course, I would prefer to be out, to be home, but it could be worse. I've heard stories of the other institutions, even other blocks. Kids locked up in their cells all day, let out for only 1 hour. Sounds like hell. I'm lucky to be here. When I first got arrested, it was awful. 3 days in the police cell. They didn't know what to do with me. Nobody talked or told me anything. They just brought me cereal bars for 3 days straight. Once we got to court, it wasn't any better. I didn't understand what they were saying, and the lawyer only explained after. I was sure I was going to prison. My mum was crying, and my little sister too. I just kept looking down. In the end, though, the judge said that she'll take my history into account. She said, "You're 14, you have your whole life ahead of you," and sent me here. Like I said, it really isn't bad. We're out all day with everything you would have in a normal school. All the activities, education, you just can't leave. We even have cooking classes and climbing and boxing. Every Friday we play football. I like the routine here and the food ain't that bad. I'm finally gaining weight, 2 stone in a few weeks. It's a good thing too. I needed that. The days are predictable, but they organise a lot of stuff for us, so it's not that boring. All the staff know my name and my history too, which is nice. I hated having to tell it over and over again. I think If you work with them, they'll work with you. When I first got here, I didn't know what to expect. I was a bit shitty to my caseworker. He would come round and I didn't want to listen. I don't remember why, but I really cussed him out the first week I was here. We're better now, but I had a lot to apologise for. At first, I had a hard time talking about anything that's been going on. Everything with my dad. I know what I did was wrong, but at the time, I guess I wish someone understood. People make assumptions, thinking we're not changing, that we can't change or be better, that we're bad kids, bad people. They treat you differently, but they don't know the full story. But people here, the staff, they're good. They listen. I only wish all this help was available sooner. I keep thinking maybe everything would have been so different if it was. My mum and sister visit when they can. I know it's been hard for them. My sister had to change schools with everything that's been going on. I think they were ashamed, and I feel ashamed too. I want to be better for her and my mum. I'm ready to go home.